Hello. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Okay, question 3. How would my product be distributed by a media institution, and why? So let's start with the big guys, the multimedia conglomerates. My product, following the generic conventions of other magazines of a similar genre, Metal Hammer, classic rock, they would be distributed nationally by a multimedia conglomerate, often in their case, Future Publishing, which would allow for a hell of a lot of issues to be printed and produced. However, the downside to this is that it's got a lot of competition from other magazines, and it would have to stand apart from other magazines of similar genre in order to beat the tried and tested magazines. It has to be sold in such large quantities because it will have to cover the cost of hiring the interviewees. Will be obviously well-established rock metal stars, and to get revenue from the advertising. However, a good point to using multinational media conglomerate is that I would do less work myself. I'd have massive teams working for me, who'd be able to, advertise for me, and they'd be able to do a lot more research into the market that I'm aiming at. But let's flip the coin, and now we are on to independent publishing. The immediate thing that springs to mind as a independent publisher is that the price would be much higher in comparison to that of one that would be sold by a conglomerate as mass produced. So I would have to aim it at a niche audience rather than mass, to cover the printing costs. However, one of the bad points is because it will not earn massive amounts of revenue compared to a multimedia conglomerate, I would not be able to get the backing in order to have eye-catching interviewees like Ozzy Osbourne and Slash and stuff like that. Stuff that Metal Hammer and classic rock can afford. So it would be very hard to draw people's attention to my magazine. There'd be nothing to go, oh my god, wow, that's amazing, I want to read this. It would have to be, new bands starting out, stuff like that. Kind of like a metal version of The Fly, you know what I mean? However, one of the good points of having a independent publisher is that I can write what I want. I don't have to be restricted by my production teams as to what I can write. So I can write what I want and present it to a certain audience and have more of a rapport with them than what I could get if I mass produced it. But another downfall that I would probably get with the independent publishing is that I would not be able to sell it nationally. I wouldn't be able to sell it, definitely not be able to sell it internationally. My best bet will be to sell it locally within a specific region of the country that I'm in. So those are a number of reasons for and against the different types of publishing. If I was to choose myself, if I was the man who was in charge of creating and sorting out what happened with Metal Sabbath, I think, given the choice, I think that if you had the choice would be fairly obvious. You would go for the multinational, multimedia conglomerate that would be able to earn you a hell of a lot of money. You might not be able to write everything that you want, but you earn a lot more money. You don't have to work as hard because you would have a much bigger teams working for you. So to me, I think I go for, working with someone like Future Publishing or Bauer or IPC.